Welcome back to the Verdict Zone. Today, a co-parenting relationship is put to the ultimate test when the ex-partner tries to crash a micro-wedding, wearing an outfit that defies all logic, and maybe even daylight. The couple, let's call them Mark and Sarah, planned a beautiful micro-wedding. This wasn't a giant, lavish affair. We're talking just immediate family, 10 people total, gathered in a cozy little room at a venue usually known for its massive, grand events. Now, to keep things smooth for their child, they decided to invite Mark's ex. Let's call her Annie. They wanted to maintain a good co-parenting relationship and allow her to see their child participate in the ceremony. It was a thoughtful, considerate gesture. But before they could even send a formal, polite invitation, Annie took matters into her own hands. She invited herself, demanding the details, the time, the place, everything. Mark was a bit taken aback by her pushiness, but he was willing to do whatever it took to keep the peace for their kid. So, he just told her when and where, hoping for the best. So, the stage is set for a quiet, intimate family gathering. But Annie, it seems, had a very different picture in her mind. Before the wedding, she started texting mutual friends, trying to figure out what time everyone was arriving. She was clearly expecting a massive, chaotic event where she could just blend in, or maybe stand out in a crowd. The friends, probably sensing trouble, informed her that this was a family-only ceremony and the big reception was happening separately, later on. This news apparently sent Annie into a bit of a panic, but the damage, as they say, was already done. She showed up to the morning ceremony, this small, 10-person event, wearing, well, how do I put this? She was dressed for a nightclub at 10 a.m. We're talking a shockingly short dress, over visible stockings and suspenders, skyscraper heels that were a hazard on the polished floors, heavy, dark makeup, and enough loud costume jewelry to set off a metal detector. The shock among the small group of family members was immediate, and you could feel it in the air. It was so bad that the bride's own father, bless his heart, pulled her aside and whispered, "Who hired a stripper? Now, put yourself in the bride's shoes. This is your day, the day you've dreamed of." And here's the ex, dressed like she's about to hit the main stage in Vegas, clearly trying to make a scene. What do? Do you make a scene yourself? Do you have her thrown out? Our bride Sarah is a genius. She realized something crucial. Annie's entire plan to disrupt the ceremony was based on the idea that there would be a huge, anonymous crowd. She wanted to be a spectacle, but a spectacle lost in a sea of faces. When Annie walked in and saw just 10 people, this tiny, intimate group of close family, she was already extremely uncomfortable. Her outrageous outfit was now under a microscope. And that's when Sarah seized the moment. She didn't yell, she didn't confront. Instead, she decided to kill her with kindness. She quietly asked every single one of her family members to be extra nice to Annie, over the top, relentlessly, suffocatingly nice. Every single time Annie tried to retreat into a corner or slip away, a sweet aunt would pop up with a huge smile, asking about her job. Or a smiling cousin would trap her in a lengthy conversation about the weather. Annie was trapped. She couldn't leave without drawing even more attention to herself, and she couldn't just sit there comfortably in her scandalous outfit while Grandma complimented her. Interesting fashion choices. It was psychological warfare, waged with politeness. The revenge was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Annie was so miserable and so completely trapped by the relentless politeness that she eventually just gave up. She found a chair, sat down, and pulled her coat over herself, trying her best to hide the inappropriate attire from the 10 pairs of kind, smiling, and definitely judging eyes. She was defeated. The wedding went off without a hitch. It was beautiful, heartfelt, and exactly what the couple wanted. Annie's attempt to steal the spotlight, to make the day all about her, failed spectacularly. She wasn't defeated by anger or drama, but by impeccable manners and a brilliant, non-confrontational strategy that left her with nowhere to go. So, what's the verdict? The bride used radical kindness as a weapon to dismantle the ex's destructive plan. Was this method of psychological torture a justifiable response to such blatant disrespect, or was it overkill? The verdict zone is now open. Hit that subscribe button and click the link in the description to head over to our forum. We want to know, what is the most awkward thing a wedding guest has ever worn to a wedding you've attended? Share your story, and cast your decisive verdict. Thanks for watching.